And welcome back. More honors for USF running back Gabe Watson. After all, he had a spectacular season for the Cougars. The junior running back has been named to the first-team offense on the Don Hanson NCAA Division II All-American team. Now, Watson, who was earlier named the NSIC Player of the Year, has received numerous postseason honors after leading the country with almost 2,000 yards rushing. He scored 26 times on the ground. He finished fifth in the voting for the Harlan Hill Award. That's the Heisman Trophy for Division II. That's a first for USF. He had a school record 11 straight games of 100 yards and set 8 school records this year, and they've had some great running backs, by the way. Gabe had 320 yards and 5 touchdowns in one game against Moorhead. Well, regardless of who wins the Super Bowl on Sunday, one thing's for sure, 9 Super Bowls for Tom Brady is amazing. He is 41 years old and still going strong, but his approach to the game has never changed. He works extremely hard to prepare and will do anything he can to help his team win. And don't think it hasn't gone unnoticed. Here's what his fullback told me about playing with number 12.
He's the ultimate competitor, and he approaches this game just like he was a 22-year-old kid out of college, and still has that hunger to compete and be the best, and that's why he is the best. So it's truly remarkable what he's been able to do for so long, and I think we all can learn a lot from the way he approaches his craft.
Actually, we talked last year, but nothing's changed. Brady is considered the ultimate teammate, as you can hear from what Devlin had to say. Not many thought the Pats would be back for another Super Bowl appearance, including me, the guy who sold popcorn and peanuts at their games when I was a kid. Because of the delightful weather, I thought we'd talk baseball tonight. At least we can think spring that way. It's going to be, 40 on Saturday anyway. The Twins recently made their annual stop in Sioux Falls with a winter Caravan. And joining the players and announcers was St. Paul native and former Twins pitcher Jack Morris, who also works as a color commentator on Fox Sports North. He likes the base of young players his team has and feels the recent additions could really lead to a good summer. But either way, with the new manager and so many moves, the new front office is clearly constructing the team they want to have on the field.
They have put their stamp on this team by changing managers, coaching staff, a lot of the players, a lot of the moves that's going to happen between now and the end of spring training to really mold this team into what they project it to be. There's some young talent that's really good, and they need to take a step forward. If they can do that, I think they can compete in this division, maybe even win it when it's all said and done. But I'm optimistic that it's going to be a pretty good year.
The players are excited because of this guy. Rocco Baldelli is expected to be a player's manager. He's younger and can perhaps relate better with the young stars who really need to make a move, especially with the new bats like Cruz, Crone, and Scope that they've acquired. Well, bad news for the Skyforce. Point guard Bubu Paulo has been suspended for 10 games without pay by the league for violating terms of the league's anti-drug program. The former Iowa State Cyclone begins serving his suspension tomorrow night when they host the Salt Lake City Stars. Now, every talented team still has to have veteran leadership, as we've seen in recent years with the T-Wolves. The Skyforce off to a terrific start, as we expected from the time training camp started. They've got an abundance of talent, even with players like Jarnell Stokes signing with the Grizzlies. They have some really gifted young players, but they also have NBA vets like DeAndre Liggins, who'd love to make it back to the big show, but he's also happy to be one of the veterans leading the way for the young guys.
I'm happy to be here, to get better, to teach guys what I learned in the NBA, my experience, and that's a big thing for me, to teach guys to practice hard, to when things go bad, to pick their head up and just teach them what I learned.
Now the kids can even ask Liggins what it's like to play with LeBron, because he did in Cleveland. There's no question he's going to be part of the team's success this season, both on and off the court. And that's sports. We'll all be right back.